When I was talking about communicating with God, I referred to mad people. Mad people. When you see a madman, what makes a man mad is the spirit that is in charge of him. And he is in consistent communication with what? That spirit. When you see them, they are always talking to themselves. That is your perspective. To the madman, he is not talking to himself. He is talking to the spirit that is in charge of his life. And that is how it is with us. We should be like madmen before the world. When people see us, and every time they pray, now every time God said, and now there's this demonic strategy. There's this demonic strategy that is plating now, especially in Christendom. Every time God said, be careful of people who say God said. Even people who hear from God are discouraging people from saying God said. If you think God said, think about it. Compare it to, come on now, you have to be crazy. You have to be crazy to follow God. You have to be mad to follow God. Only madmen can get the best result from God. So if you heard God tell you, don't be ashamed to say, God told me. Don't be ashamed. There is this negative strategy moving, especially on social media. People are beginning to make the other people who hear from God feel ashamed that they didn't hear from God. You must destroy it when it comes to you. I heard from God. God told me. Whether it plays out now or not, it does not concern anybody. Did you hear from God? Yes, run with it. Move with it. Don't be intimidated. Don't let anybody silence you. If you heard from God, probably God is still working on you as to how you interpret what you heard. Because God doesn't speak English. And he doesn't speak the language of men. He speaks the language of the spirit. And sometimes our flesh can be too distracted to get exactly what he's saying. But did God tell you? Hold on to it. God told me it should be something you brag about. When witches talk about their glory, when they talk about their nonsense powers, they are not ashamed. Why should you be ashamed? Why should you be ashamed to tell somebody, God said? It's not looking as if you're a weak person. You need to be woke, you know. God said this for the olden days people. Come on now, drop it. You are what? The righteousness of God in Christ Jesus.